Now, it's been said that maturity does not come with age, but with the acceptance of responsibility. And this, according to those in the know, like my next guest, Utchay Odims, is what the youth of Nigeria have been fighting for as the leaders of tomorrow. He and many others have been lighting candles on the road to Nigeria's democracy and the test of it in 2023 as the struggle for a brighter future for Nigeria intensifies, even as so many wallow in the failures of the past. Their argument is that democracy is about the majority, and if the youth are the majority in Nigeria, as they clearly are, then let them have the chance to engineer the future of this country and let there be no attempt to subvert their will at the ballot box. But will the way be clear for them to become the live wire of Nigeria's 2023 election, or will the muscular brawn of a corrupt political elite stand in the way of that by force or fraud? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the co-founder of Nigeria Youth Decide, Utchay Odims, who's also a UN Youth Ambassador. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you, Uncle Chess. Good to see you.
And you wear a lot of hats, so I might have missed one of them. There's another foundation or something that you work with, isn't there?
The umbrella body is GIA Africa Foundation.
Right.
Yeah. So the program we had, the Nigeria Youth Decide, is just a one-off, just a title.
Right.
And after that, we had another program again that that's the African Advancement Forum at a hotel where we invited the former General Buba Marwa and a lot of people, Nia Desoya and the rest. Same discussion on the importance of good governance in Africa with our eyes on Nigeria. It was wonderful. It was at the hotel. And after that, we had another program again in Port Harcourt where we conscientized the Nigerian youth. That one, the Stop the Cycle initiative. It was wonderful. We spoke to them about the importance of them getting involved in this election, that this election is critical. It's like water is to a human being. After that again, I'm just giving you a few programs that we had. After that again, we had a major program again. Now, this time around with Chief Emeka Anyoko. The governor of Oyo State is the one that hosted it. It was massive. A lot of young people came, coppers and the rest of it. We also told them the need for them to come out and vote. I mean, nothing like voter apathy. If this is the opportunity that you have, let's take for instance, you are supposed to get $1 million. I know that is your opportunity to get $1 million. It doesn't mind. I know Nigerians. Some of them can start trekking 1 month before time, even if there's no flight. They can start trekking 1 month before time if they are sure that the money is there. Now, this election is worth more than $1 billion, and we are telling them, you know what? If we don't get it right now, we can get it right again. Because as it is right now, Nigeria is at the brink of something great. Let me not use the negative. Something great. So let's fight for it and possess our destiny and our future that God has given to us.
So obviously the question is, are Nigerian youth still energized and interested in the upcoming general election? I mean, what have you found as you traveled around this country engaging young people?
Uncle Charles, the awareness now
you
is
can just
like...
call me Charles.
Uncle Charles, that's what I call.
Just call me Charles.
Oh, so that's what I feel like calling you. That one is left out. I'm in Nigeria and Africa.
Yeah, just call me Charles. I understand. That's fine.
But it's my own personal. Yes.
But let's not
so sir, you know, it's interesting to know. You know, when I hear people make statements like Nigerian youths are these, that no, not now. If I tell you the number of Nigerians that have their PVC and are waiting to vote. In fact, right now, some of them, you know, there are some films you watch, you see people cleaning their weapon. I mean, when you watch some of these mafia films, some of them are cleaning, some of them even carry it around. It's that serious. I remember the program we had some time ago with Sonyompo. We asked, how many of you have your PVC?
Yeah, well, just to let you know, because I know you were lobbying to have the time extended. INEC has just extended that time by 1 week.
Oh, beautiful. Right. Well, thanks to INEC, because I know that was part of the agenda for today and all. Great. God bless INEC. God bless INEC.
So when you're talking to these young people across Nigeria, I mean, are they eager not just to vote, but to go beyond that and engage and play a role in the decision-making process? Or are they happy to leave all the politicking to the grown-ups, as it were?
No, not at all. In fact, what is even happening right now, there's something that we introduced because my organization, in partnership with other organizations, there's something that we are currently doing right now. It's called the G12 Concept. So what it is this. You get 12 people that you have an influence. Everybody have a circle of influence. Can influence about 250, yeah, and all. But only just 12. Talk to those 12 about good governance, about capacity, about credibility. Anybody they should vote on these grounds. After you have spoken to them, in fact, the first business we have with them is this: do you have the PVC? That's the first question. You say you have the PVC, then you are a member. Now, this is it. Get the 12 people. Now, engineer those 12 people, motivate them to go look for another 12. What I'm talking to you right now is going on in Plateau, in Kaduna, around the country, in eastern part of Nigeria, and the south. So the young people are going out to look for their 12, and they are excited. It's called 12, looking for your 12 to get another 12, and another 12 get another 12.
So your central focus is just to get them out there to vote.
That is it.
Right.
That is it. Because, you know, there's a one very big lie, which I want to use this medium to tell Nigerian youth. Believe you me, Nigerian youths. If anybody has been telling you this all this while, that your vote will not count, that is a lie from both from the pit of hell and the pit of damnation. Anything you can call it and all. It is going to count. The beavers is real. Your PVC will count. So let nobody deceive you that don't come out. Is it not the normal? Nigerian youth for the first time is going to work. I'm so thankful to Professor Mahmood. He's doing a great job, and all thanks to Mr. President that signed the electoral act. For the very first time, this election, I was talking in the program and I said something. I said nobody knows the outcome of this election. Nobody. For the very first time. In fact, this election is a virgin election. That's exactly what I'll call it. Because nobody, for the first time, we're applying the right rules for election, the rules of engagement. So it's going to count. They tried it in Osun, it worked. Tried it in Anambra, it worked. It is going to count. So Nigerian youths, no voter apathy, come out. In fact, what I said in the program in Port Harcourt, I said something that anybody that holds a night vigil on that day is anti-Nigeria, needs deliverance. Anybody that hosts a program in the mosque needs prayers. Anybody that is a pastor that hosts a program on that day needs to be laid hands on. That day is not a day for night vigil. If you want to have a night vigil, go to the polling. In fact, people should even sleep. You want to club, go there. Everybody that wants to do anything should be on that polling from morning till night. That is your accommodation. And I want to beg Nigerian youths, please be patient and collect your PVC. Be patient. I'll tell you this one categorically. A lot of our youths are complaining around the country that they can't access their PVC and rep. Please, INEC, do something about it. But I want to beg you, please, if you skip work, whatever it is and all, to get your PVC, please, because it is critical and crucial to the survival of our nation. Anyhow, you are going to do it. And I want you to know categorically that the power to enthrone anybody in 2023 lies in your hands and not in the hands of any political elite. Right. You are the one in charge. Now you get the power to decide anybody.
Right. Now, talking about enthronement, based on your sort of interactions with a lot of young people, is it possible to discern how many of them intend to vote in 2023? Are you getting a sense of the candidates they favor, or is it split among several candidates?
Funny enough, what we are seeing is this. You know, our organization, we are non-partisan. So what we notice is this, is that there's it's more or less like a slogan now. Even the ones that don't even go to school, they are all talking about credibility. Person will go help us achieve our dream. Me, I don't tire. You hear them make statement like me, I don't tire. As they did there before, they help me. Who they help? They help my mama, they help my papa. See me now. I remember something that happened in Falomo. I met a young man. He's an able-bodied young man. About that guy should be done like 20-something. He said, see me now, bros. Work I no get. Hunger they cash me. I did here since morning and whatever and stuff. Now I will come whatever. At the end of the day, higher they give me 5,000 and I will go help my life. And that's another truth. They give you 5K, 10K. With the way Nigeria is right now, how many days is going to last you? I mean, it's going to last you. And if you sell your conscience, you sell your vote, at the end of the day, you go back to poverty. Don't blame anybody. So I found out something that a lot of young people, they don't even, in fact, some of them are like, they give me money, I go shop, I go vote who I won't vote for. That is it. That's what's going on right now. A lot of young people, they are tired. They don't want this normal thing going on in Nigeria. They just want to elect somebody that will deliver the goods. So for people that are contesting right now, don't think it's business as usual. It's not business as usual. If you know you cannot deliver the new Nigeria of our dreams, in fact, it's not late. It's not late. You can just, as you are contesting, be like, fellow Nigerians, at this right now, this election is different, and because I love people, I step down. Wow, Nigerians youth will clap for you. If you know you cannot deliver the goods, now is the time.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's possible. It's possible. Yeah,
I mean,
it's possible.
The point there, I mean, you've talked a lot about the frustrations of
It's
Nigerians.
massive.
And I think a lot of people would agree, and a lot of people can feel that. But is there also much optimism amongst young people about what this election can actually achieve?
It's like I said earlier on, it's more like $1 million, like winning $1 million. To a lot of them, they see it has never happened before. The awareness is crazy. Right. That word crazy. I mean, I don't understand what is happening in Nigeria. It's something unusual. I mean, it can be likened to the NSAS awareness, but it's even more than the NSAS awareness. A lot of them now, like I said, it's like a weapon. They've sharpened the cleaning, waiting to vote. The ones that have not gotten, they are very bothered. In fact, as a matter of fact, I have a couple of people that my organization, one went out to the street to encourage people to go out. They'll be like, no, we don't go before. They know, work out and whatever. We encourage them. Right. Even some of them that say,
so you detected some voter apathy.
Oh yes, a lot of them. Some of them that even probably have not taken water out. Our people encourage them, but they go and whatever and stop to encourage them to make sure that they go get their PVC.
Well, that brings me back to the issue. I know you touched on this briefly earlier, but it brings me back to the issue of gratification and the expectation of some sort of reward if they vote one way or another. I mean, are you seeing less of that? I mean, you talked about people saying, I'll take the money, but I'll still vote. But what if you take the money and the guy says, well, I won't give you any money, or you're offered money, and they say, we won't give it to you until we see proof of how you voted.
Interestingly, is that when you are voting, nobody knows who you are voting for. That's interesting. The ballot box is between you, God.
Yeah, but nobody searches you when you go into the ballot box, do they? So you could take your phone and take a picture of the way you.
I don't think that will be allowed. I mean, using the phone, I don't think it will be allowed. From what I've heard, I don't think that's going to be allowed. But the truth of the whole matter is this: to be very, very frank with you, a lot of people want to vote right. They don't want to go the way. Like I was telling you somewhere that said, they give me 10,000, 5,000. How long will it last? And that's how a lot of them think.
And when you say people want to vote right, how wide has your contact with them been in terms of where you've been across Nigeria? Have you been in the far north, the deep south?
Oh, yeah. As I'm talking to you right now, people are in Plateau, Kaduna, Kanu, Kogi, Benue, all around. Yeah, mobilizing. We are all over the country. Like I said, there's a concept we brought out. That's what we're doing. We're replicating it all the way around because we just have a few more days to go. So it's a critical time now. Yes. I mean, the dying minute for us to deliver the new Nigeria that we want. That's practically what is on right now.
Yes. Well, let's look at the statistics of registered voters, because you've been talking a lot about sort of people picking up their PVCs and so on. 71% of the 12.2 million Nigerians who are newly registered are young people. But, I mean, if you read Segun Adeniyi's article and if you go and do your own research, all the research is pointing out that these newly registered voters constitute only 12% of the total number of registered voters in Nigeria. And there is no evidence, is there, that all the registered young voters will vote the same way.
Yeah.
So quite a few of them potentially could still be manipulable.
Yeah, definitely. We are not ruling that out. That's why we said a lot of awareness and we are conscientizing them. It's a constant thing. Through all our medium, through all, of course, thank God for Arise and a lot of media stations that are up on it. Conscientize them that see you don't need to sell your destiny. You're being induced by money and all is selling of your destiny and your future and all. And a lot of them are seeing reasons with that. Because in time past, they have tried it and it didn't help them. After you collect that money, 4 years after, your life is miserable and all. You can't go to school. You don't have the best things of life. So who are you? Who are you? Who?
Yeah, but what are your concerns about this election? You've talked about things like, vote buying and things like that. But what about things like thuggery and intimidation, which tends to be perpetuated against young people by mostly other young people? Because a lot of them are the ones who are the thugs. It is the youth, isn't it, who often bear the brunt of political violence.
Yeah, you're actually right. But that's one of the things. I even have on my agenda here today. The security agencies need to do their job. Very important. This particular election, they need to do their job, because it's funny when you see thugs coming to cause mayhem and the rest of security agents are looking. I don't understand that. I don't get that. But if it's a protest, they can throw tear gas, they can act. Please interpret that. It doesn't make no sense to me. You are there to protect the voters and not to watch. You are not a spectator. You are called security. It's time that Nigerians, we know exactly our job. You are called security agencies. The police, whether it's the army, whoever that is there, please do your job. You are meant to protect the polling units and protect our people from thugs. And of course, we also talk to them, because we go to the slums, we go to the streets to talk to these people and all. We also tell them that, see, don't allow yourself to be used as a thug. Because in the bid of doing this, you can lose your life. And that marks the end of your life and your future and your destiny. In the name of how much? Maybe at the end of all the ginger and the rest, they give you 30K or 20K. Some of them even 5K, 10K. And now you are in in custody and the rest of it and whatever, and you are now jailed or something, or you lose your life. So does that make any sense? Now, if the political elites that are paying you money to come out to cause civil disturbance, why don't they send their own children to come out? Doesn't that bother you? How come they don't send their children or their cousin? On that day of election, their children might be in UK, sipping a glass of wine and having fun and bugaing and all. Why you, the son of Mr. Musa, the son of Mr. Obi, the son of Mr. Tunde, will now be the one that will go out and endanger your life? You don't need that at all. Let nobody induce you. Let nobody use you as a talk. We don't need that. We tell our Nigerian youth, please don't do that. Anybody that tells you to do that, it's like somebody telling you, hey, kill yourself. Give you a sniper. Hey, drink sniper, die. Or shoot yourself. That's exactly what the person is doing you. Because they have a bright future and God has a plan for them. Yeah.
And you've said it very well indeed. Very good advice. And I want to thank you very much indeed, Utchay Odims.
Thank you very much. Can I just say just one thing?
We're actually out of
just
time.
One thing. Oh, okay, great.
Very briefly.
Okay, briefly. Please, I want to beg. A lot of Nigerian youths don't know this. They need to understand that the place where you registered is where you can vote. Please. So wherever you are, especially students that are in school, in universities and all, please, a week before, I want to beg the VCs, the vice chancellors and the lecturers, to allow the students to go back a week before time. Also the transporters, I want to plead, if you can bring down the fares, or you can actually provide free transport for them to get down to the location where they register. Please, it's very critical, the young people, because most of you will say franchise if you don't know that.
Thank you very much indeed. Utchay Odims is co-founder of Nigeria Youth Decide. He's also a UN Youth Ambassador, and he heads a whole slew of youth organizations. Thank you very much.